Okay, so Angelo Bidan, you're raising your hand, right? Sige nga, what's your answer?
The five,
Angelo.
Apo ma'am. The five genres of viewing material are fantasy, historical fiction, contemporary fiction, mystery, and science fiction.
Okay, actually, your answers are correct. Those are all correct, no? But those are higher level of genres. So those genres will be taught by your teachers once you achieve the higher levels. So as a grade 7 student, these are the genres we're going to tackle, no? So first one, sige, yan. We have the 5 genres. So news flash, weather report, internet-based program, movie trailer, and documentary. So let's begin with this one. What can you see on the screen? What can you see on the screen?
News po, ma'am.
News. You can see news. So aside from that, how about you, Erwin de la Cruz?
Report, ma'am.
Report.
Report
How
po.
about Dave Rickshan? Dave Rickshan, what can you say about the thing presented on the screen?
News po.
News. So GMA News, it's flash report. What do you mean by flash report? Sige nga. Actually, 24 oras and flash report are different. Do you understand? Although they are both about news, there's a difference. Ano pinagkaiba nila? Sige nga, anyone who could explain that to me? Sige, Angelo Bidan again.
Flash reports it's like ma'am, there are, parang nagmamadali po sila, kumbaga parang emergency na ano, kumbaga parang kunyari si Duterte po magtatatag na naman po ng MECQ.
Okay, very good. So when we say flash report, from the term itself, flash, 'di ba? If I'm not mistaken, there's a hero, 'di ba? Si Flash. Eh, ano bang meron doon? 'Di ba mabilis siya? So when we say flash report, it's like it's a very important news that needs to be presented. Although hindi pa 24 oras, but if there's a flash report, means to say it's a very important news. Do you understand? Because when you say flash report, okay, I'll give you the meaning, no? So when we say flash report, it is a single item. Again, ha? Single item. Annotate ulit natin. So when we say news flash, it is a single item of important news. So what do we mean by important news? It means it's only one news. It is only a single news, but very important. Do you understand? Let's try to let's try to compare it with the news in 24 oras. So in 24 oras, let's say for example 1 hour, it is that 1 hour is consumed to provide us many news. So maraming mga balita, 'di ba, sa 24 oras. But in news flash, it is only an important news that is aired. What do you mean by aired separately? When you say aired separately, hindi siya sa mismong 24 oras mapapanood because it interrupts other programs. So let's say for example, the news for that evening or yung gabi na yon, ang palabas talaga ang probinsyano. Kunyari lang, no? So let's say for example, that's the news. Once there's a flash report, even the program is still aired or still ongoing, automatically there is an interruption. So may napuputol siya to provide us the news flash. Do you understand? So when you say news flash, it is very important. Kaya to the point na kailangan pang magputol or mag-interrupt ng TV program just to provide us the news. It's like emergency news. Do you understand? A news flash is like an emergency news because it should be, ako yan na yung nagaganyan. Baka akala nyo may nagsusulat sa screen. Ako lang ang may karapatang magsulat sa screen. Okay, so do you understand? They understand, class? Always remember that a news flash is a single item important news. They understand? Okay, sige. What's the importance of watching a news? Sige nga. May I hear your answer? I'm going to call someone Ako magtatawag. So, yung hindi ko pa naririnig, no? So, may I hear your voice? Dan Andre Manas. Dan Andre, can I hear your voice? On your own opinion as a grade 7 student, what's the importance of watching a news? Manas, Dan Andre. Isa pang tawag ko kay Manas, no? Ibig sabihin, hindi yan nakikinig. Naka-on siya, pero hindi nakikinig.
Para
Ayan.
po
Okay, Nak. Okay, Nak. Sige, sorry. What's the importance of watching news as a student? Yes, Dan Andre. Why do you watch news?
para may malaman na impormasyon.
In English, anak, in English, how do you translate that in English? How do you translate that in English? For us to what? For us to... Okay. Freya. Freya. Gio. Freya, Gio. Sige nga, Freya.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, sige, Nak. Freya, what's the importance of watching news?
For me, the importance of watching news, you can know what's happening in our country and other country.
Yes, very good. So, as a student or as a grade 7 student, it's very important for us to know what's happening or what's the current situation of our country and even in other part of the world. So, what is the importance of knowing the happening? Of course, we will be aware. Tama? We will be aware of what's happening. Let's say, for example, without news, we will not be aware what's the progress of the pandemic. How many COVID patients do we have? How many victims do we have? What are the common problems in other country? So because of news, we are aware. Because of the news flash, because of the news that we are watching in our televisions, we will be updated. Okay? So, if we're updated, at least we can adjust. O, halimbawa, according to the TV news, masks are, wearing a mask is a must. So, ibig sabihin, yung pagsusuot daw ng ating mga face mask ay kailangan daw yun. So, for example, you did not watch the news, you go out without wearing a mask. So, there's a possibility that you will be charged, 'di ba? Pwede kang pagbayarin, pwede kang mahuli by the authorities. So that's the importance of watching news. Okay? So next one. So let's remove my drawings and let's proceed with the second one. So the second one, we have this. Okay, do you know the person on the screen? Do you know him? Jabriel, do you know him? Sige nga. Jabriel, do you know him? Are you familiar who is he? Are you familiar who is he? Who is that?
Yes po, ma'am.
Sige na, who is that? Who is that? Sige nga. Sige, 2 participants na yun nagtaas. Sige, tignan natin kung sino yan. Okay, Rain Cruz. Rain Cruz, who is that?
Kuya Kim po, ma'am.
Kuya Kim.
Ng TV Patrol.
Okay, very good. Kuya Kim of TV Patrol. So, what do you think he's doing? What do you think he's doing? Harin.
Reporting
Reporting what?
reporting typhoon. A
Reporting
typhoon.
typhoon. Okay, very good. So, how do you call that in other term? Molin, Lonzano. How do you call that in other term? Molin.
Reporting of
Reporting
what
of
happening in typhoon.
reporting of what happening of the typhoon. Aside from that, how do you call that? Yes, Kurt. Si Kurt is raising his hand. Yes, Kurt.
Is reporting weather in the Philippines. In the Philippines.
Okay, is reporting the weather of the Philippines. Oh, the main term for that. What is the
Low
main
pressure
term?
area. Low
What is the
pressure
main
area
term?
po.
Low pressure area. Aside from low pressure area, how do we call that? That is what we called weather. That is what we
Weather.
called weather report.
Forecaster.
Weather, letter F.
Forecaster.
The report.
Forecasting map.
Forecasting.
Weather forecaster.
Okay, very good. So that is what we called weather forecast. So weather forecaster is Mr. Kuya Kim. So he is the weather forecaster. But the thing that he is doing is having a weather report or weather forecast. Okay, as you notice, this weather forecast is part of a news. Right? This is part of the TV show. Let's say for example, at 24 oras, may naka-on ng mic eh. Can you please off your mic first? We cannot understand if your mic are all on. Okay. So now, in ABS-CBN, TV Patrol, and GMA7, 24 oras, there's always a weather forecast. Do you understand? So, now, in order for us, or what do you think is the main purpose of that genre? What's the main purpose of that? Sige nga, I'd like to hear your voice. Kevin Karanglan.
Ano po ulit tanong, ma'am?
What's the importance of watching weather forecast?
To know the weather.
Of course, to know the weather. So, if we know the weather, what are we going to do? 'Di ba? So, if
Ready.
we need to be ready. Very good. So, let's say for example, 'di ba, we've knew that we were having a super typhoon. Let's say for example, there will be a super typhoon. So, what's the importance of watching the news forecast? So, we will know, or we will have an idea how big the typhoon is. Are we able to experience that kind of typhoon so we can make ourselves ready? Do you understand? So in order for us to be ready, kailangan, in order for us to make ourselves ready, we need to know the effects of that typhoon to us. Do you understand? Okay, so do you understand? So now, we also have three other, what do you mean by that? We also have the meaning of this news flash or of weather report. So please read Infinix Note 4. Sige, Infinix Note 4, please read. What is weather report? On your mic first. Turn on your mic, anak. Pindutin mo lang yung mic dyan. Ayun na, yung kulay pula na may harang. Would like to answer. Di ako marinig ni Infinix eh. How about, sige, Jabriel. Jabriel, read.
It tells and foretells weather condition on a
Specific?
specific area.
Okay, sige. So now, foretells. Let's say, for example, this one. Foretells. What do you mean by foretell? It tells, sinasabi. Tells means saying to us. What about foretells? What is foretell? Okay, anyone? How about Erin Santos? Erin. Erin Santos. What do you mean by foretells? Ah. Erin, what do you mean by foretell, Erin? 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 Kunin mo, Ming.
I-predict.
What?
Na-predict po, ma'am.
Hindi ko marinig na eh. Sino yung nagsasalita? Hello?
Ako po. Pinipredict po, ma'am. Predict.
Hello? Okay, so now, di ko marinig eh. Sino ba yung nagsasalita? Si Rob ba yun? Rob Alberto?
Opo.
Okay, nak, sige. Repeat nga. Please
Predict po, ma'am.
What?
Predict po.
Anong pwede po? Pwede po na ano?
Predict po.
Ready? Ready po? Ganon? Ready po?
Predict daw po.
Predict.
Predict.
Very good. Predict. So, when we say foretells, it means, teka lang, ang pangit ko magsulat eh. Okay, so when we say foretells, it means we are predicting. Do you understand? So when you say predicting, we are having our assumption on what will happen in more days or in a few more days. Do you understand? So let's say, for example, it's Monday. So if we know the weather forecast by the next following day, we will be ready. We will make ourselves ready. Okay, if we will predict the weather. So let's say, for example, may mga lakad kayo. If you know the weather, you're going to cancel all your important meetings. Okay? So now, we have 3 more. Okay, we have 3 more. So we still have internet-based program. We also have our documentary and movie trailer. So we will continue the discussion by next meeting. Okay, so we still don't have enough time. We only have 4 minutes. Okay, so the link will, the time for the Zoom meeting will end. Kaya hindi natin kakayanin tapusin lahat ngayon. So may nag-chat na 4. To prepare or predict daw. Si Kuya Kim, ma'am. Tingnan yung iba dito, nahihiyang mga magsalita. Kayang-kaya naman magsalita ng ano, ng nasa harap or kayang-kaya namang magsalita ng o-open lang yung mic. Hindi nagre-recite. Okay? So, dapat mag-recite ha. Hindi po pwede yung ganyan na nagchat-chat lang. Nahihiya ba kayo? Ha? Nahihiya ba? Ha? Sige, Angel. Angel, do you like to say something, Angel?
Mga alin, ma'am?
Ewan ko, nagtaas ka ng kamay. Do you like to say something ba?
Ma'am, sa portal po,
Sige, sa foretells ulit. Ano yon?
to describe something before it happens, ma'am.
Okay, so it's like prediction, no? You are describing before it happens. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's say, for example, the weather report, it is the eye of the weather or the eye of the typhoon is in Mindanao. So by Monday, doon siya namiminsala. So according to the weather report, the what do you mean by that? The movement of the typhoon, okay, it will affect us. Let's say for example, tayo din madadamay tayo sa bagyo. So in order for us to make ourselves ready, that's the importance of knowing the weather forecast in advance. Okay, do you understand? So now, ganito, Army. Yung module na makukuha nyo, makinig yung module na makukuha nyo sa 18, may mga activity doon. Pero please, wag mo nang magsagot. Maliwanag. Hanggat di natin natatapos si lesson, kahit nasa inyo yon, wag po munang magsasagot. Kasi nga po, kailangan pag nagsagot kayo, may alam na kayo. Okay, so yung sa 18, makukuha nyo yung module nyo. Ibabalik nyo rin sa amin yung module 1 nyo sa 18 din. So later, i-upload ko yung mga module. Ay, hindi, sa 18 pala. Sa 18, i-upload ko yung mga module para sa soft copy. Ganon din naman sa mga naka-hard copy, makukuha nyo din yung module nyo sa 18. Maliwanag po ba? So, walang mahuhuli, walang mauuna. Kasi ang bigayan pa ng module sa 18 pa. Maliwanag? Ngayon, yung pagpapasa sa 18 pa din. Okay? Online, sa 18 pa kayo magpapasa. Okay ba yon? So, may tanong pa po ba? May tanong pa ba? Wala na? Wala na po bang tanong? Open na, sige. Magtanong na yung magtatanong hanggat open yung ano natin. 9 na. Saktong 9 na. Yes, Venice. Venice.
Ma'am, nakalimutan ko lang po i-lower hand.
Okay. Sige, sige. Akala ko may tanong pa. Sige, so wala nang tanong. Okay na? Okay na? Can we end the meeting?
Opo, ma'am.
Can we end the meeting? So, give me a thumbs up if we can end the meeting. Give me a thumbs up if we can end the meeting. Sige nga. Hanggat... Can we end this? Okay, sige. See you next meeting, no? Homeroom Thursday, 4 to 5. Again, homeroom Thursday pa, 4 to 5. We don't have homeroom today. Okay, so let's end the meeting. Goodbye and thank you. Okay?
Bye-bye po, ma'am.
Thank
you po.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, nagmimimiya pa